Hi, my name is Chris Herrera, and my GIMB project this year, or this semester actually, is Eisenhower Park. Let's get into it. The layout and background of the park. This park is obviously named after Dwight D. Eisenhower, and this park. But that aside, the layout of the park is pretty simple. There's only 6 trails, and these trails are the Hillview, Cedar Flats, Shady Creek, Live Oak, Yucca, and Red Oak. And however, I would highly recommend for anyone starting to do this park would want to trek it would be to take the Hillview, which is the black trail, and go all the way around so you get a good understanding of everywhere. And don't be like me who just started somewhere and then took other trails and took other trails and did the long way around. My second time around, I took the original way, and that's how I got most of my specimens along the way. So let's get into it. So the first things that I want to go over are mass waste and the mass movement of soil, which are clearly depicted right here, where the soil obviously is displaced, and you see the tree sagging because its roots are somewhere else, and the tree itself is being sagged along over here. This is the cause because of mass movement of the soil is just happening right now, and we'll just get into something else. An interesting find that I found was the fact that mass waste or mass movement was actually miniaturized, but right here in this. This is actually much smaller than it appears, where this right here is usually a big landform, but this right here is very small, and it's only about the size of my foot, so it's really small. But it was really interesting to see that miniaturization happened, where the debris was here, and the rupture was around here, and the surface rupture was actually further up here. Excuse me. And this it clearly looks just like that. So that was something that I picked up on early on. The many forms of weathering that I found along the way were chemical weathering through carbonation, physical weathering through roots, and mechanical weathering through frost wedging. And I found a lot of rocks along the way. So um, as I walked around, it's actually this rock right here was actually the first rock that I ever picked up on my first day, and this is the first of many rocks that I took pictures of. So let's start getting into this. Chemical weathering. So the chemical weathering or carbonation of the rocks was actually the most abundant and the most what's the word for it? The most common, excuse me, the most common form of rock that I found at Eisenhower Park, which were these rocks that look just like these. And what was funny about them was that through acid rain and carbon and water, it made the water itself would infuse with the carbon, and it would make acid, and it would penetrate the rocks like this, and it looked very peculiar to me because I haven't seen many rocks like this where I live or anywhere else, and I only found them here. So these are the most interesting in my opinion. Roots. On the other side of this thing right of this tree right here, there's a rock just being eaten up, excuse me, alive by this tree right here, and the roots were breaking the rock apart. Although I couldn't get a better picture because of my negligence. I'm sorry for that. Frost wedging. I have this right here was a good example of frost wedging because I could clearly see that water had in fact gotten in the rock somehow, and through frost, because of the freezing temperature, it managed to expand the rock and break it and split it open along. And you see this fissure go along right here. It's a very good example of what frost wedging is. Potential stream. So the stream itself, I couldn't get many pictures of, but the stream was there, and I could in fact get there. I couldn't get there at all actually, but I did get a nice picture of the bridge. Okay, so the overall height of the hike. Overall, the hike was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. Um, I would recommend it to really anybody who would like to go for a good hike or a good time, and you'd find a lot of good geographic examples here, and it was a good time. If you want to do what I did, which is level 4, and you want to have a good challenge, then you should do that. But if you want to go for a more casual walk and you want to get some good exercise, I suggest go like with level 1 through 3. And so this is it. I just want to say thanks for the people who watched this video, and I hope your holiday vacation went well or is going well. And I will see you probably next semester. So bye. See ya.